More MWO comp action here. Some of the 2021 final series. I have my lovely, beautiful co-caster here. One last bite, even though we can't see him. How you doing, mate?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing though? Isn't it
Uh,
like unholy hours over there?
yeah, I was meant to get up at 5 a.m. I ended up waking up at 4, and yeah, I've been working too much, not enough sleep. So that's all right. It's what time is it now? It's nearly 7 o'clock now because these teams are a bit low, but that's all right. We'll work it out bit by bit, and we're just gonna wait for them to jump in. Then we will kick off.
All right. So what we're just waiting on. 5JD, you getting here? I think that's their tag. JGX2. Some people might know them. And then we get to start our bands.
Indeed, yes.
So I'm excited. I don't think I've cast a comp match since 2019, maybe? It's been a long
2019.
time.
Oh, that's a
Maybe
very long
2020? I don't
time.
even think so. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm super excited for this. I watched some of the matches earlier today, and I don't know. I just want to see what people are gonna take. I mean, it's after the weapon changes, we've seen all kinds of things get completely flip flop. The cauldron changes just completely table flipping the meta, which I'm fine with because it's been pretty stagnant since 2019 when they stopped doing patches. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what to expect here. I mean, I know even KDCM that we have in here, they went from being, the poster children for Brawl back in things like was it Trials of Combat and things like that, and now I've seen them in Q running some sort of like control with a light pack strats, kind of reminiscent of the sort of things that JGX was using last year. So I don't
Hmm.
know, no idea what's gonna happen.
Yeah, with the shifts, mate, it's all over. It quite literally is all over the joint. Like, just this
Yeah,
final series is going to be a little bit. I mean, you got a kind of an idea, but the full idea is anyone's guess. Truly, anyone's bloody guess right now. Like, right, just wait from the
yeah,
ban and see what happens from there.
yeah,
That's the
pretty
first
much.
part. And of course, we don't have any. That band isn't updated, so it's only one team listed. So it is the fifth Jaguar Guards versus KDCM for here. Even though the map, I've actually got the map band on the screen, but it is not showing because yeah, the link isn't updated. So Live's made a boo boo there or something. I don't know what's happened, but you know what? I don't really care. Um, but that's okay. We'll just wait for them to ban.
All right, bands go.
Letting
I
me
can tell
know.
them.
Yep. We will
Alrighty.
chill out and wait for it to happen. Just wait and
Yeah.
see. I haven't actually
Hopefully the
seen the other games, by the way, so I don't even know who won.
well,
Literally was
so
asleep.
far as a recap for people, the RJF versus Kino, or I Hate My Team, and GNX versus Kino were both streamed earlier on this channel. KDCM versus ITX was just played before this, which we didn't have a caster available for. So I heard it was recorded, but yeah, not on stream. And so far, everything's been a 2-0. I think
Oh,
we
okay.
saw the GNX match. I believe they played mining into Tourmaline. Obviously, I have no idea
I
what
don't
they
even know
played for
why.
the KDCM ITX match, so I don't know what they're going to prefer.
Yep.
Um, I've seen it looks like people don't really want to play HPG very much, or Polar. I think have been the most common things that get kicked out. So certainly that was the experience in the queue. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Let's see, did they ban the first one yet?
No, they haven't.
Yeah. So as a reminder for everybody watching, the way the bans work is that I believe the higher seed team bans a map first, and the lower seed team bans a map, and then the last three maps are the maps you're going to play on. Um, or not quite actually. The higher seed team then picks a map, and then lower seed picks a map, and then the last map is your third map of the series if it goes to that with random sides. For the other maps, the one that you pick, the other team gets side pick on. So whatever maps we see people actually select, I think are going to be maps where they say, "Oh, we're fine with playing either side here," because they're not going to know what they're going to get.
Yep.
So that's why I'm kind of interested that people are picking Tourmaline because I feel like after the rework for the spawns, the top side's just very strong.
Ooh, the map band's actually starting to get updated here in the background for the teams, and hasn't been updated for the actual teams to start doing it.
Uh, well, yeah, I don't know. How much more can I say about these maps?
Yeah, I know.
Really, I think, I just got done saying that HPG and Polar are the ones that people hate, but those are the ones that I really want to see play on out of the ones that we have today. So hopefully they'll get through. Um, I mean, mining obviously hasn't changed, and we saw that
Mm.
played absolutely to death last year.
Yeah, mining's
Uh,
the old faithful this day, and
yeah.
Canyon in a way too.
hmm
HPG flipped on its ass. Tourmaline, yeah, Horns. I think Polar would be cool to see too.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think it the landscape has changed here for these maps. Even Tourmaline, which the map itself having not been changed, but just moving those spawns has made it so much more cap strat based, I guess. Or like there's a lot more emphasis on the way your lights play and how you handle the outside edge of the map because it's so hard to scout those routes. Um, so I think if and when we do see Tourmaline get played, a lot of it's going to come down to who gets ganked and who doesn't
All right, they're
on those edges.
starting to ban. We've got Fifth Jags have banned HPG,
Is that a
KDCM.
canyon ban for KDCM?
Yeah, no Canyon. Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so there you go. HPG KO'd. Canyon is a very weird map now. Okay, is that the pick of Polar Highlands? All right, let's go.
Oh, Polar
First
first.
map
Okay.
and
Mining.
Mining Collective second. Yeah, that tracks for
Ooh.
me.
Okay. All right.
And
All right.
Tourmaline third. So we'll see what sides people pick here. I'm not honestly sure which side KDCM is going to go with on Polar. I feel like I prefer. Would they pick the left side, Team One? Yes. So, yeah, I kind of agree with that one
Let me just set me
from
the
them.
timer up here. Where are we?
And how did the sides get assigned for? Oh, I guess they haven't picked on
Oh, they
mining
haven't
yet.
picked yet.
If they don't take
Shouldn't
Team
take
Two,
them.
I'd be surprised. I feel like that's been the preferred side for, I mean, years ever since the map came out. But we'll see what they do. I think the side roll in Tourmaline is going to be really significant. More so than mining if it actually ends up coming to Tourmaline.
Yeah, KDCM on team one there. And work out what is going on with this ban. Doing okay. I
Wow.
can do
Okay.
other things in the meantime.
5GD went with Team One for mining.
Hmm.
That's kind of interesting to me. I haven't seen it pick the side for.
Then the
Okay, looks
split,
like KDCM is Team One.
yeah, and the split we got one on Tourmaline. KDCM split game for, and then Vanilla.
Oh wow,
Okay.
actually, 5JD picked Team Two as the side. I think. Remind me, the way
Oh,
that it works for that third map is that it's random who gets to pick, right? I think is the way it works. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out if that was voluntary because I feel like Team Two is definitely the weaker side on Tourmaline. But
all right. 5 minutes. Let's get them set up. So right now, at least we can go over to the map ban. No, map ban. Map strategy, and you can do some doodling, mates, because we're on to Polar
yeah, oh
Highlands.
boy, you know how I
Ooh,
love to draw.
I say we want to see Polar Highlands, and what happens first drop?
All right.
Hey, nice.
So you got it up on the stream? Good to
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
I
yeah,
can
yeah,
start
mate. Yep, yep, yep,
drawing
yep,
everywhere.
yep. All ready to
I mean,
go.
honestly, the first thing
Master Custer.
I'll probably draw is just a big X because this map is so crappy. The way
Oh,
that
yeah,
the map
big
has
X.
been reworked, it's really hard to see honestly and tell where grid squares are. But I think this looks like it's better. So um, the first thing to note here is Theta being extremely congested in the buildings there. I think on this map like we said, it's so big, and really any map that's this big, caps are going to be very much a concern, and a 3 cap with a
Yep.
control strategy is just going to be extremely viable. So I think with Polar, there's just something like this green, like a band like that, or orange here is just not going to be feasible. I mean, the caps are just so spread out that you're just going to be split up and able to be ganked if you do that. So it's going to rely on that theta cap for anybody to take a 3 cap. The question is who's going to commit harder to theta, because
Who
if you
wants
want to
it,
take
right?
it,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's exactly
yeah,
right.
you got to roll in there with like your whole light pack. And if we see one of these teams take just a light and a medium, or 2 lights and a medium with like a Vapor Eagle to trade, they're not going to be able to contest that cap if somebody just runs there with 4 mechs. So that's going to kind of set the tone off the bat, I think. And after we see that, I mean, you're probably going to see some. I would say the usual trading setups are all these new hills around the middle here. The Scamma Hill is useful. Rarely see some Kappa play, but we could see that. Um, it looks like, is that KDCM already locked? Yeah, they're locked. So, all right, team 2, 5 men's.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah,
That down
I
in
think
Discord and other stuff, but yes.
I think both of these teams are going to do some sort of control. I don't think there's going to be a push straight through the middle, although it is possible these days because there's just so much cover in that.
You
I
can
should
if you
probably
want.
outline
It's
this.
just if you're gonna go, you have to go, right? That's the issue with this. You can't sort of stall out a little bit of a push. You're gonna go
Yeah.
through theta and try and get them out, yeah, of that purple or pink box, whatever
Hmm.
color that is. You have to commit, and you pull out as we've seen a few teams do while we were playing in CompQ. If you stop,
Yeah.
you just end up in 2 choke points and doesn't work, right?
Yeah, and the Bravo Charlie from Team 2 and Bravo with some spread from Team 1. So it looks like 5JD here is going to go for the Sigma Kappa trio, which is kind of interesting. I think they'd probably put some stuff in Alpha if they were trying to run for an early Gamma Cap, or maybe that actually could just be a Theta run. I think those are slightly closer. It's always hard on a lot of the new maps. They've just bunched the spawns way up to keep things more consistent, and that's man, you can't really get a lot of intel from what your opponent's doing.
Well, yeah, the approach on this one is actually it's actually a lot. It's quite covered too, right? In some areas, so you
Mm-hmm.
can actually get sneaky snack going on if you want. But the guys are ready to go. We're getting into the game. Let's well, without further ado, let's get into it, shall we?
All right, so I'm on the KDCM side. I already see a Viper, Black Lantern, Firestarter A, and a Incubus here. Incubus 5. That's the one with the Cap XL bonus. So they're definitely going for some sort of outer map cap control. Oh, and a Phoenix Hawk. So they're running 5-man pack here.
Oh no, it's bugged out of me. Are you serious?
Oh.
Oh no, we're lucky. I think.
Let me just verify some of the builds here. That Firestarter is SPLs. Incubus, I'm interested. Is that, medium pulse heavy machine guns. That's actually, I think, a really strong mech now. The Phoenix Hawk, also small pulse. Black Lantern, I'm sure, is, a bunch of pink lasers. Viper, micros and small pulses. They have a Gargoyle with micros, large pulses.
Oh, I forget what the button
A
is.
Marauder with Gauss ER Peep, and a Executioner with micros and PPCs. So that's an interesting spread. I wouldn't expect the Gargoyle with those 2 other assaults, but maybe they're looking for a really early gank here.
Can you remember the key to get the bloody overlay back up again?
Is it backspace or tab or Q, depending what you need? Backspace
Oh,
is
I've lost
names,
all of it
tab
because
is
it's done the
overlay.
lobby bug again. I hate when this happens. So now Polar's got the bug because of some issue. Don't know what. Wait.
Well,
Oh, hang on. I can at least do team. I can at least do team colors. So that's something.
They've got
I've
Polycam
just
moving up
lost
in
the
the first
overlay.
letter A.
Awesome. Wait.
I believe that's. Well, then I guess I'll have to narrate it really well then.
Yep.
Firestarter is pushed up for 5JD here. With LPPCs and small lasers, a bit more range build. Looks like the Phoenix Hawk on their side as well. With medium pulses instead of SPLs, a Mistlynx, a Black Lantern, and an Arctic Wolf for their light pack. 5GD actually is going for the Gamma Cap early. Avoided Kappa, which is probably a good idea.
So red team is KDCM is blue team. Yes.
KDCM is the blue team, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And
now
they're just grouping up for push. Although they've been spotted. Dreadnought was seen there by
Oh, I see.
Windscape,
Yep.
I think. No, not Windscape. Somebody fired a PPC over there. So they know they're just camping there for KDCM. I don't... Well, KDCM will have to definitely make a move. The question is if 5JD is willing to sit in a position that's going to let them absorb the push, which I actually don't know where that is on this map.
Just sort of waiting for the push. I've actually got eyes right on the whole lot, so I'm just waiting to see when it comes and what it's going to be about, because they're actually lagging. I mean, the Hellfire is lagging behind here. Is that Hellfire?
I don't...
What happened with
the Marauder on KDCM? Marauder is very far back, very slowly moving up, and I think they're waiting for that to get into position to key in their push here. I mean, KDCM's just kind of bleeding caps right now. 5JD very much grouped up. I guess since they saw that ball of mediums, they're saying, you know, let's stick together and stay at a position where we can cover that approach.
Yeah, they're in a reasonably okay position, but yeah, I need to be a little bit careful over there. Hang on,
and this
looks a bit more rangy still, though. Okay.
This Incubus is what I mean. It's swinging around to get Sigma, and that's gonna put the ball back in 5GD's court to make a might
But so I mean, this 5-man Wolfpack here from KDCM is still just sitting here. I mean, I'm just watching them. They're just going backward and forward.
I think they're starting to move up. I think they're going to use that Sigma trigger to try to bait away some mechs with that Incubus, and then shove in with the rest of their team. I think is what they're trying to coordinate here. Yeah, KDCM definitely getting aggressive. I think they're looking to pick off some of these front mechs here of Windscape and Temp Axis. But 5JD just
they're quick enough. I mean, yeah, 5JD, they're quick enough here to really get out of... They're going to get out of trouble pretty quickly. They know they're already moving back. They see the KDCM push coming in. Just a question of how are they going to be fully ready to absorb it. They actually have one mech out of the back here. I think it's Warhawk or something. Right out the back there. But again, KDCM's get off.
I don't know about this angle for 5GD right now, because two of their assaults can't really see over to cover the Stalker. If KDCM was to push that angle, and right now KDCM taking cap control with that shove, they've taken Theta and Sigma.
Okay. Oh,
so more of
back
a
over
feint
here.
there. Yeah, it looks like Zios is going back in the Black Lantern to retake Sigma and maybe look for the Incubus. This is a very slow guessing game right now for both teams. We got the Marauder for KDCM swinging way wide to Gamma. Might see an assault 1v1 up here.
Yeah, can you give me a tickets update, because I can't see the tickets.
Oh yeah, so right now tickets just passed to KDCM's favor. It's 284 to 279. 5GD taking back a second cap right now, so they have Gamma Sigma versus the Theta Kappa Eps of KDCM, but the Incubus is swinging wide for KDCM to go for Gamma. I think 5GD really needs to actually turn up the pressure here, because they're just getting out-capped. I mean, KDCM is just sitting tight on the caps that they've taken with that expending of armor.
They're literally just sitting here on Theta, either side of it, and just not giving it up by any means, and whatever's nearby, just scaring it off, quite literally.
Percent-wise, everybody's super fresh for 5JD. I mean, everybody's 90% above, except the Stalker at 85, not really hurt anywhere. KDCM is pretty fresh as well, although a few of those mechs are at 70% and below. Phoenix Hawk now losing an arm, so that's a couple of guns gone.
Well, it looks like the KDCM pack is starting to move over here to the cap point on the far edge. Now, the Deathstrike is going to, well, I'm assuming it's a Deathstrike, is going to have to be quite careful about this, actually. He doesn't realize they're all here. He's in trouble.
Incubus is coming in for the cap, and this might be the point that 5GD really needs to push in. I mean, the whole fight is going to happen right here, right now. KDCM has most of their team here.
They've got more, yeah. They've got way more mechs. Way more mechs out here. Oh, Deathstrike jumps off.
It's going to be the first target in the Mistlinks, maybe?
Oh, but no, look, the 5JD, they're actually all sort of here as well. So now they're scared. Oh, no, they've legged something. The Phoenix Hawk has just got legged for KDCM.
Yeah, and meanwhile, both the other assaults are pushing up for KDCM behind the two assaults of 5JD here. That's going to be a huge problem if they get in range with all those micros.
I can't see what it is.
Yeah, so it's Dreadnought down, Phoenix Hawk is down for KDCM. And yeah, the two assaults are about to get mixed up back in the middle. The Gargoyle is going in on Bonson and Ultimate Ghost.
Yeah, this big fat Marauder here is about to get chewed up for dinner.
And
big
it looks like
fat boy.
KDCM is definitely going full cap control now. They are just entirely running away. They got Jay just sitting by Theta to defend that.
Yep, running away all the way back here.
Looks like Iggity's trying to make a run for Sigma. And 5JD is just letting him go. They need to cover that. And it looks like they've got Kieran taking shots on him, but yeah, 5JD needs to spread out really fast. Right now, tickets are 515 in KDCM's favor to 408.
KDCM is splitting to the other side of the map now with the Incubus and everything. Like, I'm just watching them run through Theta all the way over the other side.
Yeah, 5JD is definitely going to need more than a 3 cap to a 2 cap to bring this back at this point. So they are going to have to
Ooh.
get kills and get a 4th cap. And that is going to be really tough with how many mechs KDCM still has on the board here to defend caps.
Yeah, well, KDCM could just delay on the far side of the other of the, well, whatever,
Yeah, I mean,
the
this
ridge or
kappa
whatever you
point
want to
is...
call it, the peak. I don't know if they've got a name for that yet.
Yeah,
Whatever it is, but you can just sit over here, literally, with this Incubus or Firestarter or whatever it is, and just deny the, for a minute quite easily. That's all you need to do.
so fight happening. We had Ziaz defending Sigma from the Gargoyle and Incubus. And Jay looks like he's going to go down on Theta. I feel like 5JD overinvested mechs to go to the middle of the map here, because it was just the Executioner covering it.
I mean, they will kill him,
Polycat
but
won't be
there's
able to
5
take home
mechs.
cap either.
There's literally
Yeah.
there's 5 mechs sitting there.
So this is going to come down to looks like a 1v1 between the SPL Firestarter of Squeebs versus the LPP Smalls of Polycat for Kappa Point. Could be game deciding, but even then, I think at this point, 5GG is going to need a 5 cap to bring this one back, so they need to start spreading out really fast from Theta. They don't even need to be taking that over right now. That
knows,
mattering
I'm
at all.
assuming it's Polly knows someone's over here, but where, right? And then here we go. Here comes the fight
doing
now.
A great job of keeping mechs in cover here to try to catch out whoever comes in.
Oh, cap stop, cap stop.
Yeah, she spotted the Firestarter. This is definitely a favorable fight for the SPL Firestarter. But the Mislinks is coming in for 5GD as well. What they need to watch for is it looks like the Incubus has gotten away to go back cap Gamma, and if they didn't notice that and they don't get on that, okay, it looks like they're trying to catch up to him, but yeah, that could be game defining.
The KDCM Firestarter should be going down, and surely any moment now.
Yeah.
Right? No?
But even if he does, I mean, they've got Epsilon with Ultimate Ghost moving up to take it, and I think Fess and the Viper can delay it. This is going to be very close.
Oh, no.
Queebs manages to get the pick.
And the Mislinks is leg 2. They're both legged. They're both mechs are legged here. Oh, so Mislinks gets that fight out, right? So we've got another one over the back here at Gamma, I believe, right?
So yeah, Windscape legged, open CT. Looks like there was a pick up on the Gamma side of the Mad Cat trying to contest the Incubus. That Incubus has a huge amount of DPS. So that's going to be Black Lantern versus Incubus and Black Lantern, and there's no way. They won't be able to win that fight. That's just even right now.
Stalker walking all the way out the back here of the back end of the map. Oh, wow, this is
we're sitting
long,
right
lonely
now
walk out here,
points.
man. Holy shit.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
And then he's going to get harassed by a Viper.
Sigma,
oh, no.
Or I guess that's Epsilon.
Oh, no.
I think it's... Oh, G-Ray manages to run onto Gamma to stop the cap, but yeah. There's just not enough mechs on the top side of the map right now for 5JD, so they're going to be able to take Gamma on the KDCM side. And even if Ultimate Ghost instantly capped Epsilon here, I don't think that's going to be enough. So, in just a couple seconds here, it'll tick over.
Yeah,
pretty close on caps all the way to the end, but
massively harassed here. And enough to
that was all right. So that was exciting. Like that's a bunch of new mechs. I like
lots of different mechs actually. There. Yeah,
I think that's a good match, and I think a lot of the matches here should be pretty close. We had a very tight contest for top 12 this year.
There we go. Win to KDCM there with 750 tickets versus 711 tickets for 5. There we go.
So, looking at the scoreboard here, Ultimate Ghost, ton of farm in the Stalker. Wouldn't be surprised if there's a strike in that, because he's just so far out front of the assaults there, doing a ton of damage trading. Other than that, I mean, damage is solid across the board for 5JD, pretty balanced. And even for KDCM, the Phoenix Hawk got lost in armor early, got picked very quickly in that first engagement. Other than that, mostly even numbers, but the story here is just how much more damage 5JD did than KDCM and still couldn't seal a deal. I think just because they didn't spread out tightly enough and didn't pick out some of those mechs that were able to run off to their flanks.
Okay, what I'll do is I'll flick over to the map strat for you. Meantime, a little bit of drawing of what happened, because it wasn't too hard to see what was going on without any overlays and everything. It wasn't, what, Polar's easy to do when that happens, I must admit, because it's not too a little slower play out. I mean, if it was Mining Collective, a little bit more difficult actually. But
all right, so I'm just gonna start drawing roughly how things went. Is the match right up? Am I live here?
Yes. Oh, yes, yes.
Okay. So yeah, we saw really early on, 5JD sending I think it was the Black Lantern out to Gamma after they got the Sigma cap, and sending the bulk of their forces into Theta after Polycat went in with a Firestarter and scouted it out. And they ended up roughly in this circle here. So now that I've drawn the arrows, it was mostly a bunching up in those 2 or 3 grid squares there, like Golf 9, Hotel 9 above the Theta point, just kind of staying safe, watching for a push. And meanwhile, KDCM sent almost all their mechs to go sit, I want to say it was around like India 7. The Marauder, I didn't even see what happened to that, but it ended up just in the weeds here, slowly walking over through Golf 6 to head towards Gamma.
Yeah, he
And they
moved
sent the
all the way up
Incubus.
to F7 in the end. He kind of got to that F7 ridge, G7, sort of in that, or in.
Yeah, somewhere up in like here, right? Yellow.
Yeah, somewhere around sort of here. He's just sort of. Oh, sorry. Oh, wrong color.
Yeah, look, we matched.
Yeah,
Same
near
place.
enough. Yeah, somewhere roughly in the yellow. He's kind of sort of lurking all the way right out there. Which was interesting. They're kind of a no man's land,
Yeah,
actually.
so despite that, they were able to swing around with the Incubus, and once the Incubus started making the play for Sigma in a risky play, I'll say they shoved up into Theta with most of their max. I think it was actually
Five, I
more around
think. I
that
think it
way.
was five of them that actually did
Yeah,
charge Theta in the end, and then
and
take of
of
cap and run
course,
from cap.
5JD backing off from that, which because it did look like a push. I think that at that point they ended up more or less bunched on. I think it was it Hotel 9. I think they were something like that red spread there, kind of back in a line. I was saying I didn't like some of the angles they had, but rather than actually fall through the push, KDCM held here, so they got Theta and had so many mechs that 5JD didn't want to counter push, and the Incubus was able to sneak Sigma. And after that point, that was when it started going into KDCM's favor. I mean, I'd go so far as to say that the Marauder out by Gamma wasn't even necessarily great for the job, or maybe whatever it was planned to do, it wasn't able to, because I mean that mech contributed to the Gamma fight, but they already had a 4 cap for KDCM just from that movement alone that they did, which is super strong. I think that Incubus is really what was the biggest driving factor for them that match. The fact that that wasn't put down and was able to just keep running around the map with that cap excel and how fast that mech runs, just keep flipping caps, is what kind of doomed 5JD there. So I don't know. I think they spent a lot of time with their light pack, their wolf pack, just kind of playing a puppy guard by their assaults. And
They got scared into
once,
that push from KDCM.
yeah.
I think that's what it was. They were fearful of that sort of that pack coming around on the sides of a mech somewhere, and yeah, their mediums and lights they just lost map control from that.
So yeah, it looks like
I'll flick over to mining
5GG
for
is
you.
locked in for mining here.
Yeah, while they're
But
still
yeah,
sorting their stuff
so
out. Oh,
overall, I think 5GG needs to be more conscientious about the caps. They need to start watching for that lone mech and trying to get that pick on that Incubus, because had KDCM lost that Incubus, I think that was definitely winnable for 5JD.
yep.
All right, so on the second map here, we've got 5JD is locked in on Team 1.
I'm actually just
They're
catching
going
up
with
to
a
the what you might call it,
Twitch
the
chat,
stream at the
something.
moment where where they've killed a marauder, and you can just see the KDCM, but they bail out straight away, whereas the
Yep.
DJs, they just stuck around too long. You can see as soon as 3 or 4
Mhm.
guys bail out, you can kill that one guy with 2 mechs, 3 mechs. You don't need 5 guys sitting there dealing with that. So
Yeah.
happened.
And looking at their split here, I mean, see if I can do a quick tactical analysis of mining.
Yep, yep,
I
yeah,
think
go for it. We've
everybody's
still got
seen
time.
this explained to death.
We still
But for
have time,
anybody
mate. It's
new,
all right. Don't worry.
typically this is a control-y map. So one of the big definers of this map is theta control. Is not typically played like you see in PUBG, where people run up to the ramps and stuff. You see a lot more activity on all these raised areas of the map, the pink. And typically what you'll see is both teams, they'll take their early caps on either side, and you'll both get a 2 cap, and then there'll be some vying for theta. And the team that gets theta is probably going to just want to sit back in their pink boxes and just have their map control. They're sitting on a 3 cap, they don't need to do anything. The team that doesn't have that cap is going to then look to make, frequently we see these pushes across the top of the map. Sometimes we see ones on the bottom, and then that turns it into this vertically split game rather than a horizontally one. So you'll see people will flip the back caps here, and then once again it'll give an opportunity for theta vying because of that shift in map position.
It's
And
interesting
depending on
how
who
it
comes out
does
of
end
that,
out
it
like that
dictates the pace.
sometimes. Where you can start up, and then sometimes where the game ends up is just It's almost a 90-degree rotation.
It is.
Yeah.
So
Happens a lot. Not always, but sometimes that's how it ends up. Just sort of depends
yeah.
how the game plays out and who's got what cap control. Because again, Theta, like most maps, Theta is the key. Always is. If you can either get it or deny it early, depending on what your strategy is, either take Theta or deny Theta, and spell out the next 2 or 3 minutes of your match.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, it's also worth pointing out here in mining. I mean, look at how small the grid is for this map. The other possibility you can always see is just arrows going that way. You just get hard shoved, and that's why I'm kind of surprised 5GD picked Team 1, because I think on this map, Team 1 has more cover on the approach to them. They just kind of have their backs against the wall a lot more than Team 2 does. So, we'll see if
We
KDCM
will
wants to be
see.
aggressive again.
We will see very soon.
But yeah, at the end of the day, we will see, right?
We will see, because they're about to kick off here. So
Yep. Right now, it would be. Geez, I flipped myself. I think bracket upset, right? If KDCM finishes this one out 2-0, I believe 5GD coming in as the higher seed slightly. Not as much of a discrepancy as the earlier matches today, I think, but you know.
yeah, we'll have to look at the bracket. Well, yeah, someone goes into the loser bracket after this match. Either way.
All right, looking at the what am I saying? Mechs.
Have to wait till this stupid
5GD side,
dropship pisses off this time.
We've got Phoenix Hawk, Firestarter, Mistlinks, Javelin
There we go.
for the pack on
No
the
bug this
5GD
time.
side.
It's good. Right, let me check the builds.
And they've got a Summoner, Mad Cat, Executioner, and Supernova. Executioner is your usual PPC micro build. Mad Cat is Gauss Larges.
Just
Summoner
peeps.
is PPCs.
Highlander here. Just 3 peeps, nothing else. Okay. Nice Vapor Eagle, bro.
And the ever popular Supernova 1, ever since it got that ghost heat limit. Over on the KDCM side, we get the Firestarter Viper, Mistlinks. Is that it? And a Phoenix Hawk.
Crab? What is this? Ooh.
Yeah, I need to see that. So is that the?
It's only 4 Gauss, 1 ER large though.
Gauss?
It's actually.
Oh, okay.
It's actually missing a weapon.
He has a massive amount of ammo on that for light Gauss, so he's going to be sitting on the back
weapon.
wall.
Yeah.
I think just exploiting, the range of that light Gauss to just, basically be a Gatling gun sitting in the back there.
So 5DJ or JD or whatever the bloody letters are pretty aggressive here on Theta at the moment. I'm just checking out the builds while we go. Everyone at home, now I can actually do it and it works. It's good.
Worth noting here that KDCM was able to take the 3 cap early on. I think Team 2 does have the more open side to cover that and to push up on that, so that's not unexpected.
Other than 6, okay, and a big TC, interesting.
Yeah, I think you can shoot the 4, eat the ghost seat, and then shoot the 3, and that's what people have been going for. KDCM being very aggressive on this bottom area, shoving 5GD in. It looks like 5GD they haven't built enough confidence to go for that middle cap. I think they can take it.
KDCM seemed to want to brawl them pretty early.
Yeah,
I mean, GRAM getting really pretty heavily bullied here, but KDCM coming into bully but running away at the same time. So
yeah,
interesting.
I think they ate a worse trade on that. They may be looking for light picks in the middle, but they
have
have no pressure on the top of the map.
Dreadnought and Squeebs are way down on percentages.
Yeah, I think GRAM needs to sit tight here, because right now he's anchoring that Gamma cap for 5GD, and 5GD can freely take Sigma right now. So they can swing this back to a 3 or even 4 cap in their favor. KDCM looks like they're now spreading out.
5GD should be really doing Theta. I mean, they're doing it now, but they kind of should have been there nearly 25 seconds ago, 20 seconds ago nearly.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And then that puts heaps of pressure back on KDCM now for basically that, well, maybe not failed push, but completely stalled push on that corner.
Okay, Viper was looking for a bit of a pick there on the top side for KDCM.
Oh, Alpaca's basically dead. Oh, dear.
And now we're back in a kind of back and forth here. It looks like the King Crab basically just killed his throttle, just chilling here, taking pinpoint shots
sort
at
of
people.
hurt, but I think most of it was, well, partly the trade, but partly an airstrike there by the look of it too. Dreadnought's super weak. Realistically, one knock on a CT is going to hurt him quite severely.
Oh,
so
looks like 5GD was able to get the sliver on Theta, which is huge right now. So that's going to mean pressure on KDCM to make something happen. It looks like they want to make something happen on the bottom again.
Going to try this again, but I mean, we've got Overwatch here. Bonson knows they're there, right? Like,
yeah, it's
the Mad Cat,
square
he
peg
knows.
round hole right now. and here comes
you can
Zios finally going for that 4th cap like I was calling.
You can see the movement here too. From the blue team, they know, right? They're well aware of what KDCM are up to here. They've just got every angle covered this game for each other than last game where they kind of were all piling into one. And they got Giggity over the back here in I'm gonna call it. This is an undergun king crab. It's missing one weapon at least. You can fit the same loadout on an annihilator with 2 peeps.
I
Oh dear.
Okay, it looks like KDCM's
Oh
pushing
no,
in.
here we go. It's on again. They're crying again. Alpaca goes down.
Oh, they managed to pick Alpaca on the gear.
They're all jumping up here. KDCM are trying nearly the third time here. Jay is in the summoner here has been legged, taken out, and dead. CT destroyed. Oh, this is a failed push here. Creeps is diving. They're all diving in on G-Ram here. He's going to die. He's one touch on the CT. Another mech down nearly here for KDCM. This is not good. It's not good for them. They have
Managed to pick
bled.
G-Ram, but yeah, they're going to lose all their lights.
Yep. Yeah, they're going to lose half their team here from this.
Looks like Ghost finally pushed up to pressure Giggity and the King Crab, although it's kind of moot at this
basically
point.
Dead. Yep. Zeus should be able to finish up. Phoenix Fork here. Oh, he got stuck on the ledge.
Yep,
I hate this ledge. You can get stuck here.
knows that one.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, you can get stuck right on the corner if you slide along it on the wrong way, and yeah, gets completely wiped out there. Yeah, those 2 rails are good, but they're very, very dangerous at the same time. It goes both ways. You can go really well or really, really badly. Sliding that rail there, and yeah,
and just clean up here for the assault.
Yeah, he's got nothing left.
KDCM at the end. Yeah, I mean that was a very ballsy, is I guess the best word for that push. I mean, they had 2 assaults that completely couldn't cover that, and I think KDCM was actually already too weakened from the first time they tried that aggression to make a move like that, to just go, hey, we're gonna go even on numbers, you know, mano-a-mano against you guys.
Wow, King Crab still got. I was just interested to see how much ammo the King Crab still got left. 70 shots left still. That is a truckload of ammo, I reckon.
Oh, yeah, he started with 192.
What? 192 shots for comp. Oh wow, that's a lot of ammo, dude.
Plenty of ammo.
Oh wow. Oh, let's have a look at the numbers, shall we?
Oh yeah, I mean, look at those numbers from 5GD. It looks like they absolutely out-traded the heck out of KDCM, which, I mean, can't really blame the play as much as I think the mechs weren't really optimal for KDCM there. Then on the rest of the board, I mean, yeah, Assault's just having a field day for 5JD. The rest of their mechs doing some work. I mean, I think really only got some purchase when KDCM made that push, which is really all the lights needed to do, was just defend.
Yeah, all the assaults, they just got easy farm of the KDCM guys, simply because of just those failed pushes. You know, 2.5 sort of pushes around a quarter, and every time you back out, you're just eating damage all the way in, all the way out, all the way in, all the way out, and it doesn't work. Interesting, the King Crab though, using more than half the ammo, only did 200. So either missing shots or well outside optimal, I guess. But it shouldn't be too bad for like that.
Well, it looked like when I hopped in his cockpit, he was taking a lot of shots at like Kieran and the Mad Cat sitting up in the tanks and other really long distance. Or I guess Kieran wasn't
1,400 meters away by that point, I guess.
Supernova maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean those things only have an optimal of 931, and you're only shooting with light Gauss. So.
Well, it's 1-1 now for both teams. So we do go to the third match, which will be the set decider. And confirms that 45 minutes for cast is nowhere near long enough, as I've said 1,000 times, but here we are again. So the next cast is going to be running late. Actually, no, I think we get like a half an hour break, so we can actually eat into the next time. Actually, I lie.
Oh boy. I
think we've got a half an hour break.
Hurry.
Yeah, no, I'm hurrying, so we can eat in and we get like a 5-minute break in the middle, and then that's okay.
Yeah.
Now, I've got the map straight up for you, mate, so you can do some doodling over there while I move everybody around.
Alrighty.
Bobby. Line. Ooh.
Alright, let's see here. Yeah, I guess I can just draw on mining. Basically, I mean, it was some of the similar play like I mentioned off the bat. We had, I think, a spread roughly like this from 5GT, so the blue X's, and KDCM went with
2 back
really
there, actually.
Right? Something like that.
There. 1 point at Echo 6. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they had, maybe it was Jay and the Summoner might have started back here.
Yep.
I was paying a huge amount of attention, but
he was up real front, real quick.
KDCM grabbing the 3 cap, and then 5GD grabbing their 2 cap, and just content to sit, which I think was wise from them. You know, they knew Theta was going to be tough to get off the bat for 5GD. And then KDCM started to go downhill when they had that aggression on the bottom. I don't think it was necessary. I think maybe at that point they could have just said we're going to clinch the match right here and gone for that 6 on whatever 4 or 5 it was. But I mean, at that point, 5JD was all bunched up, all their lights were sitting there, and so KDCM just bled armor. Like, yeah, they did
They
damage to
could
the
have just,
executioner, but he just
yeah,
played kind of small after that.
you could have just had your Pop Tartars over here, just trading down in and forcing the Mad Cat off at
Yeah.
least. Or, I mean, especially while you've got the 2 mechs over here in Delta 3, right? They weren't going to be
Yeah.
doing much over there, you know? If they just let
Nope.
them sit there and you didn't guys didn't overextend too much with the armor too early, these 2 Delta 3 guys wouldn't have been doing, well, bugger all apart from shooting the King Crab at the back end of the map. So,
Yeah. I think that's the other big component of the strategy here for KDCM is they have this anchor sitting in Echo 6. That thing is not going to be able to cover you at any point that you cross that blue line.
yeah.
So if you're looking to be aggressive past that, you are guaranteed playing down a mech, which just gives 5JD all the options they have. And I was even going to say, right before the second push happened, that I didn't like that 5JD was keeping 2 mechs back here. I mean, the Supernova maybe, but the Summoner was sitting back there at like 95%. Like they basically playing with a hand behind their back while
Hmm.
Ghost just free traded the King Crab. And he could have pushed up and been more aggressive. I mean, they were even a little slow in the caps, which then would have put the pressure on KDCM. But yeah, I think you compare that to their Polar, I think they got a little too aggressive on this, whereas they showed some more of that restraint on Polar and played for caps, and I think that was where it went wrong there.
Yep. Definitely. Right. Well, let's go across the Torma line because Team 2 is up for their 5 minutes. So
Oh
I'll let
boy.
them know what's going on. So I
Yeah.
think we're not going to be too far away from getting underway because, I mean, this was 5DJ's pick, right?
No, this was the random map.
Oh, this is the random
This
map.
was, I believe, I'm not 100% sure on how
Wow.
the sides work. I think it's random who gets to pick, but it might have been just randomly assigned. But 5JD ended up with Team 2, which I think is the worst side. KDCM going for the Charlie Alpha split, which again, the lances aren't very far apart, so it doesn't tell you that much.
Yeah.
But this Alpha lance spawns behind a dropship, which makes it actually slower to get to Theta than running out of like Bravo. So this to me looks like they're looking to make a Gamma play off the break and maybe just ignore Theta. And they've got the rest of their stuff in Charlie, which like a play over the top. Looking at that, it looks like they have their light pilots split between Alpha and Charlie, so definitely could be going for an early outer cap sort of confusion play against 5GD.
Yeah.
And
Maybe they're
5GD setting
avoiding
up,
Theta altogether. Now, I mean, that would be an interesting choice to not go to Theta. I mean, it's
yeah,
so crucial on this.
yeah, because Team One for anybody that hasn't practiced this map, it might not be clear, but Team One has a huge advantage in getting to Theta first. It is Team Two has to try extremely difficult because there's just this berm here that really
Yeah.
covers anything other than heavies way in the back from covering over Theta, and those heavies can't see a corner of the cap. So you have to get your face right up against that, versus Team 1 has a very washed out sight line, so they can just cover it from, any of those pink positions.
Any of those pink spots could shoot on Theta at
Yeah.
very, very long range, like 800, 900 meters, no drama. You can see basically all the cap. The only side of the cap you can't see is this tiny little corner here, but if you've got your
And your
lights
lights
there, it
can
doesn't
very
matter,
safely
right?
cover it, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, well, they're ready to
All right,
go,
it looks
actually.
like.
So,
Oh, they wanted NA. They wanted NA.
oh, they want
Swap
NA?
it over.
Does he want it or not?
Yeah, he asked for it on the last one. We'll see. Yeah, Kieran says yes. Okay.
Okay. Oh, NA server it is. All right. There we go. Let's get into it.
I should probably confirm with them. I guess they just wanted EU scheduling. And that's why they're registered like that. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, 5JD was set up very Alpha Bravo heavy, which is
Oh,
also
shit, no.
surprising for me, because that for them is leaning towards the bottom of the map. That's Kappa towards Sigma, and staying away from Charlie, which I think has some of that earlier lines head towards Gamma. So maybe we're gonna see this match get decided on some sort of Sigma fight. Or maybe whoever gets Theta. I mean, it sure seemed like neither team really cared too much about Theta with the way they were setting up there. So heading over to the KCM side, we get the Firestarter, Viper, Black Lantern again, Incubus, Blackjack, Executioner, Marauder, and Gargoyle. So KDCM running the same deck we saw them take on Polar, but with the substitution of the Blackjack in for the Phoenix Hawk, and that Blackjack, is ERPVC, so they're going to have another trader here.
I'm just waiting at the moment. I'm not touching any buttons because this is the worst
Meanwhile,
map for lobby bug ever.
5JD's got a Wolfhound, Mistlings, Phoenix Hawk, Firestarter. So another 4-man Wolfpack from them. And then a Hunchback with Quad ER large. You don't see that very much. The Hunchback 2CA.
All right.
Executioner with ERP Small Pulse. and a Direwolf with ER Large and Goss. So both teams investing for only a 4-man wolf pack. I think KDCM's the Black Lantern is a little stronger.
Going through the mechs at the moment. Got him the gargles again.
Okay, so KDCM sending the early
okay. Just
Incubus
2 large
cap
pulse.
to Theta. And it looks like 5GD is investing a ton of mechs to go cover Theta right off the break. So they are
KDCM are literally, as we sort of thought, just completely ignoring Theta. This is a very, very interesting choice. This is a little dangerous
for the Incubus here. Telnega, I think, just needs to
get out,
turn around and run at this point. Yeah,
do not stay longer than you're welcome.
I guess okay. So KDCM has coverage over the top with their assaults, which is, I guess, why they're leaving the Incubus up there to be aggressive. But I mean, I feel like if I was 5JD, you know, burn some of that armor, just go in and kill that Incubus. Like taking a mech off the map is huge for caps.
Especially the Incubus. Of all the damn mechs to get rid of early, this is you know, mission critical right here, right? You know, like.
Yeah,
and they're backing out.
Now,
no, they've had no choice.
I'm surprised that they're still taking pot shots though. Like if they're, why are you trading with the assault at this point?
Polycat just ate. Yeah, CT Red just ate. Absolutely ate some there. Bonser's moving up here in 4 ER Large, 2 Gauss through the back of Death Valley here. That's an interesting choice. I don't know why he's going this way.
I think 5GD is being a little too tunnel visioned right now. They need to start. I mean, let the Incubus sit there if it wants to. Just keep something to cover the cap. No need to be poking with like a Mislinks or something when they've got PPC Overwatch. You know, it's not helping anything.
KDCM have moved all the way around the back here. Now, you normally don't see it this on Tourmaline from Team 1. So,
Yeah.
This is playing out very differently to what I was thinking was going to happen. I mean, look, Bonson's still walking around the map. I mean, Bonson hasn't shot anything yet. Hasn't been even shot at in the dial.
The funny thing here is, despite the spawn changes, we've actually got a setup that's a lot similar to
the way it used to be. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Windscape coming in for the sneak. He does get the sliver on Theta. That is really big, although he's eating some pain for it. That Mislink's actually no MGs, by the way. It's all small pulse, which is kind of bizarre. But
very important slither cap there. But the Incubus could slither it back very quickly too, right?
Oh yeah, the Incubus will get it in like a 1/10 of a second if it manages to step on that cap.
Watching this fight here,
and right now, looking at the angles, I think Windscape's the only one that really is covering that, and you know, KDCM's just doing everything they can to get angles to shut him down so that the Incubus can step on.
He's on it. No, he didn't get it.
It is so close.
Wow.
That is one more tick and it's gone.
Yep.
But right now, 5JD has managed to get the caps ticking in their favor with that 3 cap for just a moment. So even if they bring it back to a 2 cap, KDCM will have to do something to flip this over.
You see the KDCM guys at the back here. I've just been watching the last minute or so on the corner of my eye. They're sort of running around. They're not. It feels like they're not exactly sure where they're meant to be going right this second.
Yeah.
They feel a little bit lost.
I think they kind of banked on this cap. I'm surprised that 5JD is not striking this Incubus more with how it's just really just sitting down here bunkered. And now it's going for that's Cell going for the cap. Gets hit before the cap, so it is able to sliver it down to now just be a 2 cap for 5JD.
But there is a bit of the 5JD guys on the right here. I'm just watching because KDCM they've got more angles on Zeos here at the moment. Not quite, but they're starting to.
Gargoyle is 1 touch left torso on the KDCM side.
Oh, Incubus! Just took a huge large burn there, and he's basically ripped. That'll be Theta now. 5DJ are going to be able to take Theta very easily.
Nearly halved.
Yeah.
Manages to make it out and save the whole mech.
But he got no armor left. Yeah.
This is KDCM getting the back cap though. They're on Kappa with 2 of their mechs. I would honestly have not gone for that and just run up the hill and gank the Supernova first because
Bonson here in this ER Large, he's right. He's pretty close. I'll tell you what.
I don't know if Kieran's noticed that they're capping right behind him. Okay, well, he has noticed now. I think I just heard a need assistance. Somebody trying to target spot.
He's sort of turning around, but.
Well, meanwhile, Ghost eating a nasty strike up on his ridge in the Hunchback. He's 1 touch right torso. So, this is really dangerous having these mechs in the back. I feel like 5JD needs to completely pull off and go deal with that, but instead they're taking a fight in stage.
5JD don't convert right here, they've got some big problems. They have to do something because they cannot run away.
Like Polly managed to have the Gargoyle.
Yep, Gargoyle's halved.
Well, but Windscape just 1 touch legs and
just got, was that airstrike or something? I don't know. It just got obliterated.
So.
Oh,
Windscape he was 1 touch legs and he goes down. Jay is 1 touch in the Executioner.
Gargoyle's halved as well, so it kind of worked, but kind of didn't work.
Squeebs is going to be aggressive on Kieran here. He's going for the back cap, or are they just going for Sigma? They look like they're going to sneak by.
Blackjack. I don't know where that was.
This could be another.
So we've got G-Ram who's gone all the way around the back here. Finishes off Alpaca and helps work out the Blackjack. So Mex and Bonson,
He's
look
going
at
for
that.
Epps, that's
90%
good.
he's moving up. We've got Screams behind.
Oh, the 2 lanes for KDCM are going in for the middle for Bonson?
Yep.
This is just wild.
Oh,
I have no idea which way this is going to go right now.
It's completely out of control. I think
Bonson
Giggity shot a little bit too early then and gave it away.
Yeah, but even then, those 3 mechs have so much DPS that Bonson's going to go down in seconds.
Oh, he's getting absolutely manhandled here. I hope Bonson likes being manhandled because that's what's exactly happening right now here. All 3 of them over
him. Cherry in the CT in the back finally goes down.
That was too long. That took way too long.
Yeah.
That should have been 1-2 dead.
Held off in the back now, but...
And Ultimate Ghost is just having a field day up there in that Hunchback 2C. Free to fire on all of these guys the entire time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the fact that KDCM wasn't able to scrape off... I mean, he is orange cherry on that right torso. He could have been halved.
Giggity is nearly legged here. Bess goes down to Kiran. Oh, this is all over the place. Caps aren't too bad yet. This is the important part. The caps aren't too bad yet.
Squeebs can take Epsilon here. GRAM is open left torso, kind of weak CT. It's going to be a tough one-on-one, but I think that's doable. And it looks like Kappa is going to be flipping to the Incubus now, which needs to be done very quickly. I think the Incubus needs to just sliver that and immediately run for Sig. Just put the pressure on.
It's literally switching around an Epsi here.
Delaying for too long, there's a strike there. Hopefully he doesn't get unlucky. It looks like makes
GRAM's realized now. He's turning around. Okay. But Screams could, come in and basically finish him off.
Yeah, okay. It looks like Kieran's starting to head out towards Sigma.
I'll tell you what, if GRAM gets a good burn on Screams, Screams going to get legged in one shot.
Yeah, how hard is he?
He's open on one leg, and he's just about to go down. Yep.
He needs...
GRAM should be able to finish off that leg, I would think.
Oh, what is... face hugging to his heart's content with his fire starter.
Oh, so GRAM's halved. Is
that a micro shutdown from GRAM or something?
GRAM's halved, but Screams is legged in the end and dead and killed. There we go. It's just the Incubus left, whoever he's running around with no armor left.
Like, can't manage to pick off Giggity, and yeah, that's going to be a 1 cap. That's it.
That's
so
GD.
It will go to 5 GD.
That's it. They did it.
I feel like that fire starter fight was winnable, though. He was keeping his cherry leg shielded, but at that point, you're just going to lose it. Just give him top tip for you light pilots out there. Give him the leg. Just give him the leg and just shield your healthy leg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also could have had some more direct shots for him, but like I can't necessarily blame him for that fight either. That was a super uphill fight against an executioner.
This is a strange match. I'm gonna say this is a strange match.
Yeah. I mean, bizarre. I think there was just some general misplay, but overall extremely exciting. That was a good watch. Good end of the set.
There was all sorts of shit going on.
And I don't even know. It's hard to say what the quote misplay was. I mean, it was a very tight back and forth match there in the middle.
All right, damage number. Oh, damage number. Yikes. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, I think.
All the Ultimate Ghost just sitting up there farming for ages during 2 or 3 of those engagements.
Like,
ages.
Again, the fact, like one more hit on his CT or right torso would have that mech, and he would have not been that useful in that light fight. But I feel like he was super helpful. Oh, yeah. I mean, you can see right there.
The Phoenix Hawk not too bad either. GRAM doing a lot of work.
Just farming. And yeah, meanwhile, KDCM just not able to get enough out. I mean, look, you see the Marauder did a solid amount despite being one of the earlier mechs to go down. Gargoyle was just not able to apply itself. And looking at how hurt Dreadnought got, I don't know if they were using that for covering fire or maybe some trading, but that mech did not have the weapons it needed to be trading with some of the things like the Supernova or the Hunchback or stuff like that.
Like 2 large pulses, just you're not really effectively trading against much. It's either 3 large pulse or bust.
I think would have been more scary if it was like defending a cap or just sitting tight in the castle, because I mean that mech got halved and went down almost immediately when the light fight happened. If that mech was fresh, it could have completely flipped that game over.
All right,
since we have
here on that one, because geez, there's a lot of doodling gonna go on for this one.
Oh, okay. So yeah, right off the break, KDCM sending the mech to Theta, which I think good play from the Incubus. Maybe send some more backup, in my opinion. But it was perfectly fine with the strategy they had. So they take the early Epsilon cap, they run up here, and the Incubus just kind of turtled here on Theta. That's fine. The rest of their light pack went to Gamma. Snag that early. That gives them a really early 2 cap, whereas 5JD, sent some heavies down here to Kappa and ended up with I believe, a split like this with their heavier mechs, while they shoved almost their entire pack up there. And I guess they had two things actually here by the Stargate. Uh, and obviously both teams just kind of bonked off each other on Theta, and you ended up with this setup of lights sitting there for 5GD. Well, KDCM interestingly moved almost all of their mechs over here up to stage,
Yep.
and that gave them. Hang on, I'm trying to clean up the relics of what I just drew. That gave this sort of
Gotcha.
spread for everybody, where it was a very compact game. I mean, you're talking just really these four squares, with the extension of
Mm.
Kieran sitting out there in the supernova, and KDCM really wanted that thing. I mean, the Incubus just sat there for ages until eventually, I don't know who got the angle, but Zell just got shredded there and had to bail, and 5JD was able to convert that to a 3 cap at that point because they had the Sigma Theta Kappa. Um, and then we had whatever happened up in this whole Echo 6 area. I mean, that was an
That was a
absolute mess. Both
clusterfuck.
teams
That
playing
that's what it
very
was. That
cagey.
was just yeah. That was. But that was the
And
time though when you had the KDCM mechs, right? They ran all the
yeah,
way around the back here to Kappa while all that nonsense was going on.
they had actually, yeah, I guess they did run that route.
Mm.
So that was the. It felt like they definitely weren't prepared. I feel like that was a risky play by 5JD to take that fight, but it was absolutely the right timing because with those mechs out for KDCM, and I don't even know if it was scouted, um, they just cleaned up house in the middle, and then
I think it was
I
right
feel
place,
like,
right time rather than scouted. It didn't feel
yeah,
like it was
that's
scouted to me.
probably
Yeah, I think it
accurate.
was just a lucky we were just there and it just happened that that's how it played out rather than we knew what was going on because I could actually see it
Yeah,
on the other screen now the replay. They had no idea. They actually don't know that they were there. So yeah, yeah.
yeah, and after that point, I feel like that was one of the turning points in the match for sure. But the other one for me was the mechs for KDCM came down to Kappa, capped the cap, and then made this run back to the middle. Or I guess, yeah, I think it was around that run. I feel like there were two things that they could have completely converted the game with there. One was if they had run up here before they got Kappa and just iced Kieran, like just taking the Supernova out immediately. I feel like Kieran had a ton of lines into that light fight, in addition to Ultimate Ghost, and that would have been huge just to get that pick. Or even if they had just gone up and killed Ultimate Ghost, I mean, we saw how much damage he put out.
Mm, mm, mm.
Those have been huge. But the biggest thing for me is that they didn't make this run. I mean, 5JD had nothing that was watching Sigma. They didn't even look like they were considering going back for that cap. You had Kieran eventually running there in a supernova.
Yeah.
But like, if they had picked that up, they would have had Gamma, Kappa, Sigma, and even if they had lost that fight in the middle, that would have been a very hard one to convert because they still had the Incubus up at that time. I mean, that thing
He
could
was
have just
somehow
wreaked
still
havoc
alive.
in
I
the
don't
back of the
know
map.
what was going
Yeah,
on there, but he was still running around after eating a pile on Theta, probably in that mid game.
yeah,
Absolutely got
and
shellacked,
it
but
just,
somehow.
you look at the end there, it was definitely convertible on caps of some of the mechs they had. The biggest problem they had was the time. Like, even if they had built a cap advantage that was flipped over by 5JD just because 5JD had more mechs, the match was like clinched in the middle too early for them to have built up that cap lead because neither team was really sitting on that 3 cap.
Yeah, there was
So,
a lot of flipping. That middle game flip on Theta definitely did not lend to one
oh
team
yeah,
getting miles in front of the other or anything like that, just because it was just so back and forth for so damn. Not for like 2 minutes, I think.
yeah.
It felt like
So
quite a while.
it was yeah, I don't know. And that was just that game decided by inches. And I think really, I mean, this is one of the biggest troubles of these huge maps with your lights is, do you send your lights to just say forget the team, go cap, or do you say come back, we're winning this fight, and try to fight it? And I think it was just an unfortunate call from uh, KDCM there, where they brought their lights back in, and even just took this fight in general. That they really needed to try to pull away from it and spread out and just play caps earlier. Uh, so yeah, I mean, I think the trades were also a huge component. 5GD getting a ton of damage out of Ghost and Kieran, and I mean Bonson, like, just all their traders doing, I think, mostly more damage than KDCM's, which is also probably part of the mech choice. I mean, KDCM really only had the Executioner and the Marauder that could be
Hmm.
fighting back. But yeah, either way, really close set, really good series. I mean, solid high level play there. That's what we like to see. That's why we cast matches.
Yep. No, that was it. Absolutely. That was solid.
So
That
I
was
think
busy.
speaking of casts, what's our so next up we have the Wild Ones versus Sky Rangers.
Yeah, I'm just
228 versus SRJ coming in. What's that? 5 minutes or something?
very, very soon. Just getting set up. Player invites out. Set up. Need to find the map strat link, and then what we can do is get these teams ready. Although we've still got 5 minutes before their start time. What we might do.
And looks like